Hello, welcome back to some more Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. We are continuing. Didn't I rearrange those? This is more of an AoE thing, actually, so maybe I don't want it there. Anyway, who cares? So, we are back here. We got the storyteller back. We got some more questies. Discuss the Great Garrison plans with Irbeth. Well, no, it's definitely not. I'm pretty sure we want to defend the defender's heart before we charge the burning garrison. So let's not do that quite yet. We also need to find something else that once belonged to Turindalev. Doesn't look like that's something we can do right now. We need to go do like the Woljif quest and stuff. Before we go, let's see if you have any quests for us. I'm not gonna like super closely read his dialogue. Oh, great. Now he's shitting on Turindalev. I'm not gonna read him. He's kind of just a piece of shit, honestly. The heroic dragon who died for our future deserves respect, not your mockery. She's dead. She doesn't really care. I shall enjoy 3 or 4 minutes of rather pleasant thoughts about the rage of those sanctimonious fools who pestered me the most. You know what? Maybe I regret talking to you. Alright, goodbye. I was gonna see if you had any quests, but it looks like that's a no. Where is... Where is... ... Oh, hey, I got to your house, by the way. The knowledge lady. Lady with all that knowledge. What is her freaking name? Hang on. You. Where are you at, Nidio? Not over here. Maybe she's outside. Oh, wait, there she is. We're good. I think she has a quest. Boy, I am pleased with you. I asked you to bring me to safety. That's exactly what you did. Indeed, having a follower to aid me is most efficient and frankly pleasing. With you on hand, I shall conquer new horizons, plumb the depths of knowledge hitherto unknown, and scale dizzying heights of future discoveries. Ugh. What I mean to say is, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude. I foresee immense potential for our future cooperation. Happy to help. Oh, sorry. I don't know what's going on. I got, I guess my allergies are just bad right now. Hand in hand, we will unravel greatest mysteries inaccessible to the minds of ordinary people. Just imagine it. I leading the way, proudly staring into the faces of the gods themselves, and you, my loyal follower, walking behind me every step of the way, writing down my deepest thoughts and admiring the profundity of my intellect. If we hold hands, you won't be able to go in front of me and lead the way. Are you the catalyst, which, when it reacts with my intellect, will allow the letter to grasp the very essence? Ugh. What? Who are you? Oh, yes, my new follower. What was I supposed to do? Oh, yes, I must provide some verbal encouragement. That is the principle my underpins. Okay. I see your modest nature was unsettled by the overabundance of my gratitude. I do apologize for putting you in such an awkward position. I will never praise you again unless I forget. But let's go back to the business at hand. Your new assignment will be to take me to inconspicuous ruins that are located even more inconspicuous valley lying between Canabras and Dresden. As soon as reasonably practicable? Isn't it practicable? Whatever. I'll mark the way on your map with large red cross so you won't forget it. What's so special? Glad you asked. My greatest hypothesis, my secret project, and I won't pass up the opportunity to share with you because you are my most loyal follower and you are worthy of possessing such knowledge, and because you're the first person to ever ask me about it, I regret asking you about it. Some time ago, I was walking around the border of the world wound when I met a strange person. He was wearing a frayed grey robe and his face was hidden behind an odd white mask. Oh, I remember him. Of course, I didn't miss the opportunity to ask about the reason for his absurd appearance, and you know what he said to me? He said, "I am the answer, but what is the question?" and then walked off in the direction of the world wound. Next day, after I'd already forgotten about the encounter, I had another similar encounter. This time I met an elven woman. Judging by the pointy ears sticking out from behind the mask, "I am the answer, but what is the question?" she said, walking off towards the world wound. And then I realized everything became clear to me. I know a mystery when I see one. Consider this one of my myriad talents. After all these geysers weren't simply on their way to a costume party, were they? After examining several maps, I determined they were all heading in one direction to a place not far from Canabras. A place which is marked as nameless ruins, even on ancient Sarkorian maps. That is where I need to go. Unraveling the secret of that place will be my greatest discovery. It will secure my place in history, or perhaps even in legend. How do you know where we have to go? How do you know how to find a beehive in the forest? You need to catch 2 bees, set them free in 2 different locations of the forest, or remember the direction they fly in. Then you make a map and draw lines showing the bees' routes, and place the lines where the place where the lines intersect will mark the location of the beehive. Fascinating, yes? By the way, forest bees do not make any honey. I used the beehive principle here too. For a couple of months, I tracked strange people in masks and observed the direction in which they were traveling. I collected coordinates and mapped their estimated routes and made a discovery. All routes intersect in nameless ruins not far from Canabras. What do you expect to find there? I haven't the slightest idea. If I knew it was hidden, I wouldn't be so eager to go. You know, your ruins may turn out to just be ruins. In that case, we'll write off the experiment as a failure and start another one. I don't know what experiment I'll try next. They're not very far. You can easily. What do you need me for? Don't you see the legendary secret place? Who knows what might happen after I left the veil and uncover the workings of the universe. My mortal body may be unable to contain all the knowledge. Perhaps I will sin and become equal to the gods themselves. I need you to write down everything that happens and report my fate to interested parties in Absalom. Don't forget to praise me as I deserve while you're there. Okay. Now off you go. Well, now you know, so off we go. Did I just make a rhyme? Perhaps I've discovered a poetic talent myself. Let's conduct an experiment quickly. Say any word, and I'll try to find a rhyme for it. Iobade. Says Discari, go away. If you play, you need to pay. Every shade of the color gray. Not the best rhyme, so I don't... Okay. Goodbye. Alright,
I will guide us.
Chat with Ember. The elf in front of you is young, still adolescent by the standards there among the folk. A childish, carefree smile plays on her face. Her wandering eyes linger on you for just a moment before darting off again into the distance. Terrible scars cover her body. A few of her fingers are missing. A crow sits on her shoulder, observing you with its clever black eyes. You're always so cheerful. How do you manage to remain so hopeful when we're surrounded by such horror? Hope? No. Hope is a lie. What should we hope for? The world is in the hands of demons the gods can't help, or they don't want to, or they forgot about us altogether. The people know they're about to be eaten by demons, but still they quarrel with each other and fight and steal. There's no hope, only us. We'll have to win without hope. It'll be hard. The entire abyss is against us. We can only win by some miracle, which means we'll have to make one happen. And what other choice do we have? We'll work a miracle and win, because we have to. Okay, well, so I don't think we get a quest. We can learn more about her if we want. Well, they call me Ember. We used to live in River City, and now I walk with you. That's my story. River City's too much reading. Why do they call you Ember? I've had many names. When I was little, Mom and Dad called me Dove or Cricket or Kitten. Dad called me his ray of sunshine, and when Mom was cross, she called me by a long name, a grown-up one. I can't remember it, no matter how hard I try. Then when I came to live in River City, the good people called me different funny names, like Ember or Torch or Smoky. I don't know why. They called me Bird Brain because I have a crow. They called me Lucky 7 because of my fingers. She raises her hand. The middle finger of her right hand and the 2 smaller fingers on her left are missing. Sometimes they called me Grilled Meat and said I was stupid, but I didn't feel hurt. I mean, they're right. I'm really silly. They didn't mean to hurt me. I like Ember. It's a good word. Embers are like people. On the outside, they're gray and cold like stones, but they're warm on the inside. You can blow on them and they'll start a fire and help you survive a cold night. That's wonderful, isn't it? Ember it is. Where are you from? Far away from the flower country. It's so beautiful there. Everywhere there's flowers blooming, golden towers, waterfalls. Everyone is like me with pointy ears. There's no round-eared people, no short ones, no horned heads. We lived there together, me, Mom, and Dad. Mom and Dad argued a lot. Dad used to say all good people should go on the crusade and fight demons, and Mom said he was silly because it was so far away, none of our business, and that he shouldn't abandon his child. She meant me. But he didn't abandon me, he took me along. He said I was born the same year as the hole on the demon, He said I was born the same year that the hole to the demon world opened. He said it was a sign that I would be one of the heroes who closed it. Of course, I'm not a hero, but I'm here anyway, helping as much as I can. Where'd you get your scars? Happened by accident. My dad and I came sailing down the river to join the crusade. Dad said that all the good people were going to the world wound to heal it. He said the crusaders were the best people in the world, that together we're going to win. But when we arrived at the River City, the crusaders got everything mixed up. They thought my dad and I were bad and decided to burn us at the stake. Dad died, and I cried so loudly that one good night realized it was all a big mistake. He started yelling at the other crusaders, even the one in charge, and then walked right into the fire and got me out. The others wanted to stop him, but he took out his sword and scared them away. The kind knight took me to a healer. I later learned that while the knight was pulling me from the flames, he himself was burned so badly that he died not long after. But I'm still alive. A few fingers missing, and my skin is funny. I've lived in the River City ever since. I never had my own house, but I had many friends. And the demons came and I met you. And you know what happened after. Wow. That's fucked, dude. Holy shit. Woo. Oh my. And that lynch mob called themselves Crusaders? For shame. People always call themselves pretty words, as if calling oneself a paladin or a commander is enough to stop you from being a poor, frightened sinner. But there was one true knight there, and the others came to their senses at last. Yeah. Wow. Do you worship any deity? My dad taught me to pray to Iomade. He said she was a kind goddess and she called people to crusades against evil. The knight who burned my dad and me worshipped her too. The knights who burned my dad and me worshipped her too. They even lit the fires with a prayer to her, and she did nothing to help us. But when one kind knight alone without any gods changed his mind and saved me. I think the gods are the same as us. They don't understand anything. They're scared of everything, so they hurt themselves and the rest of us. People worship the gods only because they're afraid of being responsible for themselves. The gods listen to the praise and they become smug and arrogant and begin to believe that they're better than us. But they're no better. They're just silly sinners like the rest of us. Sometimes I pray to the gods, different ones, the good ones, the bad ones. I ask them to stop fighting and hurting each other. I don't know if they will ever hear me, but if they do, the knight who wanted to burn me, he was able to change his mind and do a good deed. If he can change, maybe Baphomet can too. How did you survive on the streets? There are many good people in the River City. When I sang for them in the street, they'd often give me coins or bread, or sometimes even clothes. I shared everything with the other homeless, and they showed me where it's safe to sleep, where I could get out of the rain and cold, where I could find discarded things. When the demons destroyed River City, I looked for my friends, but I found no one. They probably all died. The homeless have no supplies or weapons or basements to hide in, and the knights won't protect them either. The knights are like gods, so self-important. They're saving the world after all. What could they care about the homeless? Where do your magical powers come from? These tricks, I have them from my grandma. She used to be my father's my grandma before that, his father's. I've never seen her myself, but she's very clever and kind. When I lived on the street, sometimes she left food for me and a blanket in the winter. Sometimes I feel her stroking my hair as I fall asleep, but if I open my eyes, no one's near. She also sent me soot. She scratches the crow's beak and the bird grumbles happily in response. She tells Soot how to do different tricks, and Soot teaches me. I failed the lore religion check. Dang it. It seems that Amber doesn't know who gives her these powers. Her familiar is obviously sent by a powerful creature of good, perhaps an angel or fae, though you couldn't say exactly who. Okay. We've learned more about... I think she's one of the more interesting characters, honestly. Maybe a little bit too naively good, believing that, like, Baphomet could change. But hey. It's a lot better than being her. Or I don't know, who else in this party sucks. Let's talk with Woljif. We'll do one more chat dialogue before we get out of here. Hey, Woljif. Your friends accused you of betraying them. That must be hard. Like it's my first time. Every gang I've been in, I'm always the prime suspect when anything suspicious happens. There, because I'm a tiefling. Here, because of my reputation. And what kind of friends are the tieflings to me, you ask? I don't have friends. Yeah, sure, we're called family, but it's just a word. They call each other brothers and sisters, but then one of them goes and rats others out to earbeth. Some family. You think I'm weeping into my pillow all night, at night because we've been together for so many years and they still don't trust me? I don't care. They all come crawling back to me to apologize, but it'll be too late. I might forgive them, but only if they give me a bigger cut. Or maybe I won't. Or maybe I won't. They should know I've got pride too. You think I'd be hanging out with those scumbags if life hadn't forced me into it? Maybe if I'd been born into a religious family, I'd be sipping tea with Shaylin's paladins. Shaylin? Paladins, instead of talking about how prettily the birds are singing today. If I had a rich daddy, I'd have rich friends, and they wouldn't even care if I was a tiefling. But life ain't fair. And instead of that nice life, I have thieflings who are ready to break my neck based on a hunch. They can all go hang. They ain't the last gang in Mendev. I'll find a better one if they don't apologize. Are your family tieflings too? My family? That's an interesting story, actually, but I don't tell it to just anyone. My father and mother had a bakery. Their life was great, but the gods never blessed them with any children. One day, my family went to the river to wash some clothes and saw a basket floating downstream. Inside the basket was a baby, adorable and chubby and fast asleep. It was yours truly. In my hand was a note spritzed with expensive perfume that said, "Take care of my little angel." My mom brought me home, and my father realized right away that I was heaven sent. They raised me as my own. When I turned 15, my mother showed me my baby basket. It was embroidered with a coat of arms of an unknown kingdom, all in gold thread. Ever since then, I've been looking for my real parents. It's not easy. Traveling takes money. I have a few gold coins. I'll pay back as soon as I find my real family. I give you my word. That doesn't sound very believable. Seriously? Everyone just believes everything I said. People love stories like that, you know. Cute baby, a basket, a blanket. What's not to love? And they look at me differently, as if I'm worth more just because the sheets I spit up on might have had a fancy coat of arms on it. If I was really a prince, I wouldn't be sitting around here. I can tell you that much. I'd have already gone to take what's rightfully mine. And then I'd come back with an army, so I could watch the guards and merchant who pushed me around all my life bow and scrape before me. That's not going to happen. Want to hear the real story? True story is boring. My family is human, both my father and mother. They lived in a village nearby. I forget the name. When my ma had me, my old man got so mad he almost killed her. Pinned her to the wall and started asking questions like why his son had horns and a tail. Well, my ma told him that her mother, my grandma, used to fool around with a demon. When he heard this, Daddy Dearest got drunk, trashed the house, and took off. I don't remember any of this, of course. My grandma told me. When I was about 3 years old, when my mother brought me to Canabras and left me with my grandma, she said to her, "You and your demon have ruined my life. Now you handle him." Then she left. I've never seen her or my dad since. Since she did leave a blanket, though, that part was true. Oh, she did leave a blanket, though. That part was true. My grandma burned it because it was infested with lice. Wasn't even good enough to use as a rag. You think after all that, my grandmother saw the light, felt rightfully ashamed, and kissed my horns? I wish. People used to give her trouble for fooling around with the demon. She wasn't welcome anywhere, so she got angry. Normal kids got bedtime stories, see? But the only tales I got were how I got told were how my dad was worthless, my mom was a slut, and I was a demon spawn that no one cared about. She only kept me so I could help around the house and steal things she needed. So that's the truth. How'd you become a tiefling? I was already a tiefling, and life made me a thief. I've been in this business since I was a kid. My grandma used to say, "If you don't work, you don't eat." She gave me as an apprentice to Eager, a tiefling neighbor of ours. He was cunning old geezer. He knew how to take a purse off somebody's belt, how to cut open a bag undetected, even do some magic. I used to climb through the basement windows and open doors from the inside while I was still small enough. And when I grew and stopped fitting through the windows, I decided I was done with my education. I repaid my grandma for everything she'd done for me, which was absolutely nothing. Why would I feed her if she wasn't bringing me any money? You don't work, you don't eat, so I took off. I got bored of my teacher too. But when I as much as hinted at leaving, he said I owed him for my education. So I just nodded, and then I joined the Owlbears gang that ran our district. Told them that Eager was working their territory. I don't know what happened to him, but I stayed with the Owlbears. Their teacher started giving me the cold shoulder. I did steal from them, but never that much. I had to rat them out to the guards. Then I joined the Golden Hands. That was a good time. Rich pickings. I would have stayed in the Golden Hands, but the Northmen promised me a bigger cut if they told me where the Golden Hands kept their loot. I'm no fool, of course, so I told them. After that, I only had one option, to join the Northmen. Then the family came. At first, no one took them seriously, calling them thieflings and all that, but I felt it right away. They had power behind them. They had more money. I'm always on the winner's side, Chief. That's why I joined the Thieflings. And at the right time, some thugs came from the capital and made the Northmen leave. The ones who survived are the family now too. Tell me the real story of your family. Yeah, okay. I was just making sure. So we have read that already. Tell me about the Thieflings. All right, I won't tell you everything, mine, but I can tell you a little. The Thieflings are Mindevian thieves. The gang started in Mindev capital by someone or another, and soon after, they spread all over Galarian. They're called the family. You know why? Because us Thieflings are easy to spot. Us Tieflings are easy to spot. Wherever we go, guards always hassle us, asking, "You lost Summit Hornhead?" Are you lost or something, Hornhead? We usually say we're visiting a family. And they say, "Oh yeah, who?" Give him a name of a local Thiefling who confirms everything, and he's never seen you before in his whole life. Even if he's never seen you before in his whole life. That's why we're all brothers and sisters. There are rules. Who does what, who gets what cut. I won't say it's a lot, but they make it worth your while. They'll even heal you if you take an arrow. But the biggest no-no is this. You don't steal from the family. If you don't contribute to the shared pot, you get the cold shoulder. You won't be treated like family no more. And then everyone will hear that you went and visited some relatives and have a farm someplace. My best guess, the farm is some underground well beneath Canabras where they breed grave worms. Heh. If Sister Charisme, our boss, looked the other way more often, I'd really be able to spread my wings. Stealing from someone you call a sister? That's low. Birds fly low before the storm. I'm just surviving the best I can. Imagine the situation, Chief. You're 7 years old. You come home. Your own grandma, your family is lying there drunk. There's no food because she got wasted in the morning and didn't cook anything. And you know she has a stash under the 3rd floorboard. You take this money so you don't starve to death. And then when she wakes up, she beats you because you should have taken it. You should have stolen some food. You're a waste of space. That's something you can never understand, Chief. You only care about moral choices. You always know what's right and wrong. Brother, sister, grandma, mother. In real life, they're just words. What do you think of Canabras? It used to be such a hole, then the Crusaders and refugees came here. Everything started looking up, although it depends on who you ask, I suppose. Which is better steer clear here, because Iomede's followers are ferocious, especially Horun Sapak, the local inquisitor. He's a tough old goat. I didn't see it myself, but serving girl in the tavern told me that her second cousin's son from his third wife is a paladin, and she said he said that Horun takes an unsheathed sword with him, even to the privy when he sleeps. He puts it on the pillow next to him, and when he's in the cups, he strokes the blade and whispers sweetly to it, "You're my one true friend. You are the only one I can rely on." Earbeth gives us a hard time too. You must, I can't see. Hang on, there's a cat in front of the screen. My son! Hi, come lay down, buddy. Earbeth gives us a hard time too. As much as you look at some nice little bauble, and before you can think of taking it, before your fingers even twitch, she's coming at you with her nostrils flaring and her fangs glinting. Scary woman. But even she's better than Sister Charisme, our boss here in Canabras. By our, I mean the Thiefling's boss. You get caught by Earbeth, it's all out in the open. You go to prison, or you end up as worm food. If you step on Charisme's toes, poof, you're gone. Just like that. No one ever sees you again. All you hear is, he went to the family farm. Even though he's never had a family or a farm. Wow. You have demon blood in you? Do you feel the draw of the abyss? Wolf's tail whips back and forth nervously. Why, are you an inquisitor or something? What's it to you? If I've wronged you somehow, just come out and say it. Don't ask me trick questions. I know how it happens. I used to know a fella who was married to the sister of the guard. Some shady types got him drunk one night, and he started asking him suspicious questions about the gods, about the queen. He wakes up hungover with a headache, and someone's mumbling something. Smells like smoke. His feet are kind of hot. He looks down. There's a fire under him. The prelate reading out his sentence. Your shadows look strange. What kind of magic is that? Ladies and gentlemen, roll up. No dark magic, no fraud. Trick without any deception. Wolf snaps his finger. Blue flame engulfs him. The shadows previously lying calmly at his feet grows. Floating in the air behind him, the shadow is a huge horned winged demon with claws. Ta-da! Doesn't do anything, just looks scary. Remember when I was little, an old beggar showed me and my friends how to make shadow puppets. Put your fingers together and make in front of the light. It makes a shadow of a deer or dog or dove on the wall. I tried so hard, I wanted to make the best shadow. And I did. It just happened. Funny enough, the last time I had any real friends. Oh, that's the last time I had any real friends. They tried to stone me later, screaming at me, call me a demon. Tiefling is always a demon to these wimps. Even the lowest ranking drunken gnome thinks he's better than me just because he hasn't got horns or tail. The poorest beggar on the filthiest gutter thinks he's better than me. Most people would never show their shadow again after the first time, but I don't care. If stones start flying again, I'll just run. I'm used to it by now. It's a harmless illusion, but you shouldn't show it to anyone. People hate what they don't understand. No. It's not the strangest thing I've ever seen. You're welcome to do whatever you want with it. Oh, and here was I. Oh well, and there I was thinking I'd impress you. Thanks for not dragging me in front of the paladins at least. They already know me. I've been brought to them before. I remember the paladins all strong. I remember the paladins all standing around looking inside me for traces of evil. They couldn't find any, so they let me go. Enough. Goodbye. Alright. We've got some more backlog of the characters we actually kind of care about. It is time to duel. Duel. Yu-Gi-Oh? Real quick. Can you do... We did. Boop. Up. Boop. Make sure we're copying our spells down. Alright, we got some more story. We're finally done with the backstory. It's time for some actual story. Hi, please destroy uncollected loot. don't particularly want the severed heads. Okay, so we want to go here, and then the tiefling hideout. Oh, we also want to go back to the market square. I feel like we can do these later. Let's try and do the market square first. I feel like the market square might be timed. And you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot. But, Alright, I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea where to find this person. So they said they can probably be found in the market square. I have a band on me. Is it just like a random crusader or something? Oh, yeah, here we go. Pardon me, I saw you with that shawl. Does that mean you're a friend of Aranka's? What I'm saying... what am I saying? Of course it does. So... I assume he, like, releases an illusion. Oh, wait, there's a bunch of them. Wait, what's going on here? Inquisitor. The young man's speech is interrupted by the arrival of a new cast of characters. People in the robes of Iomedes, Inquisitors, appear from all sides surrounding him. Adept Thol of the Temple of Desna. You are under arrest under suspicion of treason and aiding demons. You have 1 minute to come quietly. Drag your feet and we'll count that as an attempt to resist justice. Oh, great. Prelate Holrune again. Prelate Holrune appears behind his people. And here's the traitor who almost corrupted the Wardstone with his magic. You think that the disorder and the demon presence in the city would distract us from pursuing traitors, did you? I'm definitely doing this option. The youth eyes go wide and say nothing, clearly not knowing what to do. You are torturing this poor boy for nothing. I can't stand for this. You bear the gift of heaven you're asking to set aside a delinquent and conspirator. Reveal the light of heaven. Heaven knows not only righteous anger, but mercy as well. The Inquisitor gazes at the light, not even blinking. His face reveals a desperate inner struggle. At last, he rubs his temple. I do not know why you are standing in the way of justice, but I do not wish to start a spat between the goddess's righteous warriors in this hour of peril. Let Desnan Riffraff go. Let this Desnan Riffraff go wherever he likes, just as long as it's out of my sight. When we liberate the city of the demons, I will see to it that every one of Ramian's runts and everyone like him will be driven out of Canabras. Come, faithful. We have no further business here. This is just blatantly unfair. We tried to protect the city from demons, and instead of helping us, we get hunted by the Inquisitors. Prelate Holrune will be the death of us all. There's nothing we can do about it. Anyway, thank you. I'd have been done for without you. The Inquisition has gone too far. I'm glad I didn't let them take you. That's it. I don't believe I'll get a fair hearing from Holrune. If it wasn't from you, I would have been tortured and put to death. But even so, I have my regrets. I think I went too far trying to break into the Wardstone, and we didn't even save anyone. Chin up, pal. You screwed up royally, no doubt, but you meant well, didn't you? Holrune was trying to do the same thing as you, but he killed a whole lot of people while doing it. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to the Temple of Desna. I want to be alone, the goddess, and reflect on what's happened.
Godspeed.
Okay, that should be everyone from the temple. The temple's like all the way up there. Can I get there easily? Wait, what the heck? Under attack? From what? Oh, hey. Giant fly. Oh, hey. Another giant fly. Honestly, fuck you. Did not work as much as I thought it would, to be perfectly honest. There's a lot more of these guys than I thought. Alright, let's start unloading.
Make every strike count.
Alright, one fly down. There's a lot of them.
Into the fray.
Nice.
Distract them from me.
Nice. Pony. Nice. Oh, there's another fly. Howdy do. I could fireball if I was really feeling lazy. Don't think I will do that.
You should have listened to reason.
Cleave. Alright, we did it.
Let us press on.
Did I not walk this way before? Huh. Interesting. Oh, do, do, do. Alright. Quick save. What's up? Eeks, Arunca, and Thaus sit side by side like sparrows on a tree branch. They seem happy despite the chaos going on around them. If it isn't our rescuer, it's good that you've come. Sit with us. I'm pleased to see that you're all fine, but there's much work to be done in the city. It's true, but we can give you a gift before we... But can we give you... It is true. That's true. But can we give you a gift before you go? We wouldn't give this to anyone apart from a person who bravely defended us from injustice. The injustice inflicted by the people who should be pillars of law and order in our city. Our gift is a song. We call it Starward Gaze, and it comes to us from true servants of Desna and her domain in Elysium. The song can gift a soul with renewed vitality. Just listen. Do I get a gift? Can I swap my song for something else? Say cash, or even a snack of some kind? I'm not chaotic, so I'll be listening in silence. I feel like this is like a path option in the Mythic, if I remember correctly, but I'm going to listen in silence. Free your soul, sing with us. I want to make sure you remember the song. It'll be useful in your future. Alright, I'll do it. For the path options. Also, it's a pretty song. You repeat the melody, feeling it coming from somewhere within your heart. And then, when the music stops, Gellius finds himself in a place that looks nothing like the ruins of Canabras. It all happened in the space of a blink. He closes his eyes in one world and reopens them in another entirely. A delicate twilight envelops this new world, with streaks of moonlight breaking through the gloom. Gellius is standing in a shallow stream of murmuring water, deep in a forest. There is no one else around. Garlands of unfamiliar climbing plants twine around the trunks of gigantic trees, and dangling from their branches are vines, woven into what look remarkably like wings. A carpet of fragrant grasses spreads out at the tree's roots, with an island of phosphorescent moss and lichen dotting here and there. Small, smooth stones with a strange mirrored surface are scattered across the stream bed, in which Gellius is standing. The stones catch the light shining down from the heavens, making them gleam silver and making the ordinary little brook look like a stream of darkness, carrying the sprinkling stars through the night. Gellius is sure that he has never been to this place before, and yet it all feels so familiar. This manifestation, not of dreams or fantasies, but of that special way of looking at the world that only children possess. When a glint of light reflected off a piece of glass becomes a fallen star, when an oddly shaped stone can be a remarkable artifact, and when every shadow or twist in a path promises a mystery or an incredible adventure, A single glance into the forest stream brings this feeling rushing back. Realizing this, Gellius unhurriedly makes his way along the stream bed, taking in his surroundings. The whimsical twisting stream runs through the silent forest, and Gellius unhurriedly strolls along it. This place evokes a strange feeling of not calm, though in fact quite the opposite, a feeling of restlessness and anticipation of incredible discoveries or unexpected encounters. Or, then again, perhaps it is not the place at all, but the eternal hunger, the craving for new experiences which dwells within many mortal hearts. Speculation aside, just as Gellius rounds the next bend, an unfamiliar encounter does indeed take place. They come closer, not attempting to hide, stepping lightly on the mossy carpet, leaping from branch to branch or flitting through the air. The creatures are thoroughly bizarre, as though they were deliberately conceived to try the sanity of every taxonomist on this planet. One has fluttering wings of a butterfly on its back, another has the tails of a dozen different animals, while a third boasts tresses of streaming water, hooves instead of feet, and springy clover growing all over its skin. "We have a visitor," one exclaims one of the strange creatures, and it immediately runs along the stream, sending up moonlight-silvered splashes with every step. "Where am I?" "Don't you know where you are?" the creature asks in amazement. "There are plains of breathtaking beauty and plains of astonishing wonders, but only Elysium is woven from the craving for beauty, from belief in wonders. That is where you are, in the most peaceful, the most wonderful corner of the plain of the boundless freedom." Elysium. Elysium is a plane in the outer sphere that represents the ultimate expression of wild freedom and compassion. It is home to the spirits of like-minded mortals and the wild and freedom-loving Azatas, and is a place of uninhibited love, art, and expression. The plain of Elysium is a riot of untouched wilderness, ranging from wild forests to foam-peaked seas to impossibly high mountains, interspersed with hard-to-reach green valleys. None of the normal trappings of civilization can be found here. The natives prefer to live in small groups and very occasionally gather for larger meetings. To outsiders, the untamed wilds can seem harsh and uninviting, but the initiated understand its true nature. Elysium is a land of selfless cooperation combined with self-sufficiency and a complete lack of external authority. Who are you? We are Azantas, the children of freedom, says one of the creatures, carefully swinging from the branch of a tree. This forest is our home for today. Tomorrow our home could be a lake 100 leagues to the south, or an underground cave in an azure ocean, or a castle of clouds that scatters the dawn breeze. How did I get here? We don't know how you came to be here, the creature with a dozen tails said, smiling. Mortals rarely come to Elysium during their lifetime, but here you are, which means that something must have brought you here, something in your soul. If your soul did not harbor even the slightest spark of freedom, yearning, and compassion, you would never have found your way here. Now that you know the answers, tell us, what do you want? I have to go back. They need me there. The creature with butterfly wings, who has hitherto remained silent, gives the visitor a serious look and nods to itself. I smell the burning, blood, and tears of the place you have come from. It clings to you. It is right that you don't wish to turn your back on the suffering of those you left behind. None of us children of Elysium would do such a thing. Go back. Be a bulwark against evil and strife. Your path is true. But would you like to take something from this place as a memento? Ooh, a little bit of water. The question hangs in the air. and through the words that Gellius utters next are merely words, not a spell or military command. They seem to have equal bearing on destiny and life. Yes, I really want to. The Azatas draw closer. Take this memory with you. Take this light. Take this knowledge that any pebble struck by moonbeam can equal any star. Take the understanding that you cannot fight evil with clever plans until you conquered evil within your soul. And your soul cannot be cleansed of evil if it is not free. Take our song, remember it, and it may help you, but only when you are true to that which you brought beneath this sky. The three adepts look at you wide-eyed. What just happened? For a second you were surrounded by light, and we heard music, like the music of Elysium itself. I had a vision. I was in Elysium, and the Azatas spoke to me. I swear it's a sign that Desna herself has turned her gaze to you. You helped us and protected Wallflower from Inquisitors, even though it wasn't your responsibility. The goddess couldn't fail to acknowledge such a noble soul. We might be getting ahead of ourselves, but there are many powerful entities in Elysium besides Desna. But of course, there must be a reason for it. I'm so glad we met you, friend, and not just because I'd be suffering at the Inquisitor's hands right now if we hadn't, but because you helped me overcome my doubts. We will always remember you no matter what. Alright, there we go, quest complete. That is obviously another mythic path. I believe that is the Chaotic Good mythic path, which is tied to Elysium. I don't know very much about it. I believe you get a baby dragon though, which is pretty cool.
Where I can.
Can you get on your horsey?
We will win this war.
Get on your horse. There you go. But yeah, no, that's I believe you get like a pet dragon, a baby dragon, something like that. I think it's only for that mythic path specifically. Not relevant to me because I do definitely plan on going Angel Mythic Path. I could collect all of these. Sure, why not? Because I'm pretty sure we're going straight back to the camp. Oh, we're all fatigued? No, I'd like to go back here. And I'll rest here. Yes. And then we just have one more side thing, and then we're going to get attacked here at Defender's Heart at some point. I don't know when that's going to happen. But it will happen. Hey, you. I know if you know... Oh, hang on. Let's just sell first. Thank you for buying my garbage. All right, now real quick. If you know who's in the city, maybe you can tell me something about Count Arnday. Oh, yeah, never mind. I don't care. Haha. His whole family died. He's very strange. I want nothing to do with him, to be perfectly honest. I don't remember this happening. What the fuck?
What in the name of the Green Mother's going on in this crazy town?
I don't remember. This didn't happen last time I played this game. The ceiling gives way to a thunderous crash, and a griffin lands on the floor of the tavern. In a flash, the creature transforms. A huge red-bearded man now stands before you. Folding his arms, he casts a proprietary eye over the tavern. In a deep, booming voice, asks,
Who's in charge here? You there in the armor? Or is it you, tavern keeper? Or maybe it's you, old-timer? Oh, you, I remember. You were in that ravaged fortress with all the books. You can explain all this to me.
Me, smiley face.
Well?
Ignoring looks of astonishment, the man approaches you and looks you dead in the eye. Well, looking back, say nothing.
You're good.
You stare wordlessly at each other for a while. At last, the big man looks away. Ah, you're good.
All right. First things first. If by some chance you don't already know, They call me Ulbrig. Ulbrig Olesk. Chief of the Olesk clan. The one that gave Barzog's orcs a drubbing. What, never heard of them either. I'll be damned. Is this an illusion or something? One minute I'm laying myself down for a nap in a glade one summer's day, and the next I'm waking up among ruins and flames and monsters running riot. And no one knows me. But you see, my name's famous across Sarkoris. Where in the blazes am I? What's going on here?
Knowledge world check succeeded. You've heard songs that tell of a glorious victory of an alliance of Sarkorian tribes over Orcish horde led by a chief called Barzog. But it was a long time ago, centuries in the past, before the demon invasion. Is it possible this man does not know Sarkoris has fallen? You wouldn't come through the door.
The door would have been smarter, right enough. I was asleep too long, that must be it. My head's all muddled. I remember I was flying over the city looking for something, and when I found it, I just drove straight for it. Roads and roofs be damned. But what was I looking for? Drinks? Warriors? Oh, that's not it. Or maybe you. Was I looking for you?
You said you saw me in the library. When?
Now, let me think. Strange that the memory's in there, but it's all broken up in little pieces. So, I opened my eyes. I saw books and stones around me, and you were there. Then I was flying over the city. I had wings. And then I was in this here tavern, and then I saw you again.
In the library, there was a stone statue of a griffin. It came to life and suddenly flew off. Was that you?
A statue, you say? Strange. I don't remember being turned to stone. But if it looked like a griffin, then it must have been me. Take a gander at this. Don't worry, I won't scratch you. I'm no werewolf, I'm a shifter. My powers were granted to me by the sacred griffin Erevar, who protects our clan. I doubt you've got any other griffins flying about this city, Bill.
So he displays his large hand to you, bends his fingers, and they immediately turn crooked, transforming into razor-sharp bird talons. You're saying you fell asleep in Sarkoris and woke
That's
here?
what I'm saying to you. I was plucked like a fish from a pond and carried off to God's nowhere. All right, that's enough questions from you. Now answer some of mine. Where am I, and what's going on here?
The city is called Canabras. I don't know how long you were asleep, but Sarkoris hasn't existed for 100 years.
Oh, I can't take it anymore. Oh, you got me there. You're telling me I fell asleep for 100 years. Sarkoris was swallowed by demons, and Canabras, that little fishing village, is now a fortress city. Oh, go on, pull the other one. Fine. If you don't want to tell me what's going on, don't. We're in a tavern, not in the middle of nowhere. There's plenty of folks around. I'm sure one of these people will tell me what's happening here. There's one thing I do know without asking. You've got a tough fight on your hands. I'm not one to wait on an invitation to a brawl, so if you're making ready to break some demon horns, I'm going with you. But in the meantime, I'm gonna have a taste of whatever ale they brew here.
Ooh, party member? So, okay, he must be DLC party member. Let's go. What are you? Shifter. Griffin Heart Shifter, huh? What do you have right now? Weapon Focus, Natural Claw. Weapon Focus. Huh? Simple Weapon Proficiency. Light Armor Proficiency. Medium Armor Proficiency. Shield Proficiency. Weapon Specialization, Natural Weapon Claw. Griffin Aspect. Shifter's Claws. Okay, hang on. Yeah, hang on, yeah. I want to see. See, you're unarmed. Ancient fossilized insect-laced trap within the ornate. This wears weapons impaled by the villain's power. Okay. This wears weapons, unarmed attacks, natural attacks, deal full damage to swarms regardless. Okay, that's nice. Hide armor. So you're like a medium armor kind of. I sold all my extra armor like a dumbass. My bad. Yeah, belt of giant strength. All right, let's do this stuff. Sure. Just do the stuff you already have. You can invoke your aspect's minor form longer than most. Add your wisdom bonus, minimum 1, to the number of minutes per day that you can use your aspect to assume a minor form. Or shifters are also use momentum of your movement to focus and awaken your inner beast. Once per round, when you move at least 10 feet or when you charge, you can use your wild shape ability as a free action. Let's just take this one. I feel like being able to be a shapeshifter more often is kind of cool. I don't know how you work. I mean, I assume he shapeshifts, apparently. You would think so, at least. Okay, I need to go take a nap. I'll deal with that guy later. Alright, so I would like to save over nappies. How long ago was nappies? That's pee-pee hands. Poggers, nappies. This is nappies part 2 electric boogaloo. We'll save over regular nappies. I would like to make the spicy pastry again, honestly. I think that was pretty cool. So sure, do you...
Fine, so you ate rats and moss and things like that. Well, once when there was nothing else to eat, my old gran stole a rotten fish from the market and made a soup with it. What do you make of that, eh?
You get that this isn't a competition, right?
That's pretty funny.
Our path leads on.
Oh. Demons, the demons are attacking. Ah, here we go. This is the quest I expected. Please talk to Erebeth as soon as you can. Help us defend the tavern. Alright. Will do, sir. Thank you for coming to our aid. Ready yourself. The attack is imminent. Whatever deity you worship, offer up prayers to them now. We're going to need all the help the higher powers can offer. There's a whole horde of enemies on their way here, and they will attack from every direction. Please keep in mind, according to my sources, Master Alchemist called something has recently arrived in the city. He's a well-known character among the demon worshippers. We don't expect him to show up personally, but thanks to him, the cultists have been able to prepare a whole cart full of incendiaries. They will try to burn Defender's heart to the ground. The arsonists are the main target. Keep an eye on them and take them down first. They'll burn the place under our feet. What's the situation? We're primed and ready to finish this place. The enemy is keeping quiet, but don't be fooled by the lull. The demons have the tavern surrounded. They can strike at any moment. Is there time to prepare? Okay. I mean, they're saying you have time to like rest and stuff, but I literally just rested, so yeah, let's just go. All right, you, hang on. I'd like a better order. You first, followed by you. Definitely you, I think. Definitely you, I think. Wow. How many? I was like, yeah, definitely you, I think. Very confident. I think we're gonna take her. And guess what? We're actually gonna end the episode before this battle starts. We'll get through this cutscene or whatever, and then we'll end it. Kill the arsonists. battle. All right, we're gonna end right here. We will pick up next time with this combat, and yeah, have a fun time defending the keep. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all are enjoying this series. We're getting close to wrapping up this. I guess this is a part act, an act 1. I guess it's almost like the tutorial world, right? We're stuck in this one city. Spoilers, after we finish this, we can actually leave the city and go do more things on the world map. But for now, we're gonna end here. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Bye bye. Bye bye. Getting close. Bye bye.